I would agree completely. And I think on some kind of conclusion there, I would suggest to people that you need to be reminded that those ups and downs do not make a steady and easy day. And actually, if you're doing this to yourself, it's quite possible that that isn't even your voice inside your head. So realize there's a distinction between who you are and what you're thinking and other stuff. And we'll just call it that for now. Other
Absolutely.
people's stuff, and your dad saying to you that's not good enough or whatever it is often seriously out of date with the person you are now. That baggage is also pretty heavy, so it's quite important to let go of that suitcase, I think. Because
Absolutely.
you filled it with stuff and you probably don't even know what's in it, and of course the unwillingness to go and open it long enough to just examine it and decide to dump it would be worth it, because you only have to do that once.
Absolutely. And once you've done it once, it's there forever. Yeah, it's different habits that we need to create, and the whole mindset work, we need to work at it. But once our mindset shifted, and we use loads of different tools and techniques on how to do that, that is there. It's a tool and it's a gift for life. I love your metaphor of a suitcase, because absolutely that is what goes on.
Yeah.
And that's where my counselling experience really draws on that, because we will go and look at experiences of the past, because our unconscious voice is our childhood voice.
Absolutely.
It's our inner child. It's our 7-year-old self. It's often how we were perceived as a child, or our experiences as a child, which can then create this voice, this inner voice that takes us through into our adult life. The ego is also the other voice, the ego, and I do a lot around ego, this ego voice of I'm not good enough, who am I, the judgment, the comparisonitis, needing validation from others. Once we recognize that that is just a voice, it's a voice that's there to keep us safe. If we go back to our tribal days, when we are, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's all about safety and security. And these voices are purely there to keep us safe. When we recognize they are just voices, we can notice them, we can release them, we can give them love with laughter or compassion, and then we can choose.
Let them go. Absolutely. And thank you. Do you know, Olivia, I can feel already that we've got 2 other topics we could do with having you back to cover. I think at the top of the list is, handling guilt, especially if you're a working mother, because I know that was almost like a sister and companion in my head at the time that my 2 were younger. They're older now. They've kind of flown of their own volition. So I'm likely to say to myself, okay, girl, you did a good job. But I do think imposter syndrome is the next one as well, because again, we're saying that if you don't get that mindset right, you start to trip yourself up, because you start to judge, not just query that inner voice, and that's not such a good tipping point. So Olivia, I really want to thank you for today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and as I said to you, we're definitely going to be inviting you back. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sue. It's been a real pleasure, and I really look forward to sharing in the future.